Now from alcohol, phenols and ethers, uh, alcohols and phenols that we have finished, methods of preparation, physical properties, chemical properties. Now we will start with ethers, methods of preparation of ethers, then physical and chemical properties of ethers. So there are two different methods by which we are able to get ethers. First one from alcohols and second one Williamson synthesis. So using these methods we are able to get ethers. Starting from alcohols and starting from alkyl halides by Williamson synthesis we are able to get ethers. Okay, so we'll discuss first of all first method starting from alcohols. See, alcohols they undergo dehydration. Alcohols they undergo dehydration, loss of water, and we are able to get ethers. If you will take primary alcohol like ethyl alcohol C2H5OH, if you take ethyl alcohol and if you will heat it with concentrated H2SO4 at 413 Kelvin. Okay, two molecules of ethyl alcohol are needed. What we will get? See, we can write this way also 2C2H5OH when they are heated. We will get our ether C2H5O C2H5. See, C2H5O C2H5, and what is left? These two hydrogen atoms and one more oxygen, that is dehydration minus water. Okay, so starting from primary alcohol we are able to get ether. Starting from ethyl alcohol we are able to get symmetrical ether, that is diethyl ether or ethoxyethane, isn't it? This is ethoxyethane. Now, instead of heating this with concentrated H2SO4 at 413 Kelvin, if you will heat the same alcohol with concentrated H2SO4 at some higher temperature, that is 443 Kelvin. Okay, again dehydration will take place, loss of water molecule will be there. See this molecule. So OH from one carbon atom and H from another carbon atom. OH from one carbon atom and H from another carbon atom, they are lost in the form of water minus H2O, and we will get our alkene instead of ether, isn't it? See the reaction carefully. Starting from primary alcohol we are able to get symmetrical ether if we heat it at low temperature with concentrated H2SO4. Temperature is 413 Kelvin, but at higher temperature the same alcohol will give us alkene. Okay, now the starting from primary alcohol we are able to get symmetrical ethers at high temperature. Okay, and even if we will use secondary or tertiary alcohols we will get alkenes. Now, instead of low temperature, if you will heat at high temperature, instead of primary alcohol, if you will use secondary or tertiary alcohol, we will get alkenes. Okay, so this is first method. Now second method we will discuss, Williamson synthesis. What is Williamson synthesis? Alkyl halide plus sodium alkoxide plus sodium alkoxide will give you ether. That is the method. Alkyl halide plus sodium alkoxide gives ether. For example, if alkyl halide is Rx and sodium alkoxide, what is sodium alkoxide? It is obtained from alcohol. It is obtained from alcohols by replacing H of alcohol by sodium. RO is alkoxide. So RONA. So when alkyl halide is treated with sodium alkoxide, RONA, we will get ether, ROR. And what will be the byproduct? ROR and NaX, isn't it? For example, if alkyl halide is CH3I and if sodium alkoxide is CH3ONA, what you will get? CH3OCH3 dimethyl ether plus NaI, symmetrical ether. So if you have a combination C2H5Br alkyl halide plus CH3ONA, two different alkyl groups if you will have, we are able to get unsymmetrical ether. So what you will get? C2H5OCH3 ethyl methyl ether or methoxyethane, isn't it? Plus what? NaBr. See the reactions carefully. So with the help of Williamson synthesis, we are able to get symmetrical ethers as well as unsymmetrical ethers, depending upon choice of alkyl halide and sodium alkoxide. Okay. Now one more thing we are going to see under this. The reaction proceeds by SN2 reaction mechanism. The reaction proceeds by SN2 reaction mechanism. We have already seen in details in the last chapter what is SN1 and SN2 reaction mechanism, isn't it? What happens in SN2 reaction mechanism? See, if this reaction, we will take as an example CH3ONA. So nucleophilic attack will be there, isn't it? In SN2 reaction mechanism, nucleophile will attack the substrate and the leaving nucleophile will leave at the same time. So which is nucleophile here? CH3O minus and Na plus. This is nucleophilic reagent, CH3O minus, isn't it? So this is going to get attack carbon atom, substrate, and I minus will leave. So this will attack from backside. This will attack from backside. So CH3ONA plus CH3I. This is negatively charged, this is positively charged, isn't it? So this is nucleophile. It will attack this carbon atom and I will leave, and this will happen simultaneously, isn't it? That is SN2 reaction mechanism. So Williamson synthesis takes place by SN2 reaction mechanism and not by SN1, where the reaction proceeds in 2 steps, isn't it? So we will see the reason for this. Now see, if you have, which are the reactants? Alkyl halide and sodium alkoxide. Okay, so whether we should take primary alkyl halide, secondary alkyl halide or tertiary alkyl halide, or whether we should take primary sodium alkoxide, secondary or tertiary, that we are able to understand in this part. Now see, if you have alkyl halide as primary alkyl halide, if you have alkyl halide as primary alkyl halide like CH3I, it is primary alkyl halide, and if you have sodium alkoxide which is secondary or tertiary in nature. Okay, so we will take example. CH3 thrice, sodium tertiary butoxide. RONA. R part is tertiary. Okay, tertiary butoxide. So this will attack this carbon atom and I will leave. And what we will get? CH3 thrice CO CH3 ether we will get and NaI. Okay. Now, if we will have opposite combination, means alkyl halide is tertiary and sodium alkoxide is primary. Okay, then what will happen? See, if you have tertiary alkyl halide CH3 thrice CBr, that is tertiary butyl bromide. Okay, and if you have C2H5ONA, sodium ethoxide, that means here we have taken alkyl halide tertiary and sodium alkoxide primary, exactly opposite to this. Okay, now this is going to attack this carbon atom, isn't it? This C2H5O minus nucleophile, it is going to attack this carbon atom and Br will leave, isn't it? But as the alkyl halide which we have taken is tertiary one, it is not possible for this alkoxide ion to attack from backside because it is bulky in nature. There will be repulsion, isn't it? So what happens in this reaction? We are not able to get ether. See what will happen? This CH3 we will split like this, CH2H, CH3. So C2H5O minus will attack this H. Okay. This electron pair will be shifted between these two carbon atoms and then Br will leave. So what is happening? C2H5O minus will attack this hydrogen, which is any hydrogen atom from any CH3 group. The electron pair between carbon and hydrogen will be shifted between these two carbon atoms and Br will leave. So what we will get? See, this CH3 will remain as it is, CH3, isn't it? Double bond CH2, that is alkene we will get, double bond CH2 and C2H5OH and NaBr. See the reaction carefully. Okay, so in Williamson synthesis, if you will use tertiary alkyl halide and primary sodium alkoxide, we are not able to get ether because the reaction proceeds by SN2 mechanism. Instead of that, you have to take tertiary sodium alkoxide and primary alkyl halide. Okay. Aryl halides do not give Williamson synthesis. Aryl halide, if you will take, we are not able to get Williamson synthesis, we are not able to get ethers. Okay, so these are two methods of preparation of ethers: dehydration of alcohols and Williamson's synthesis, which proceeds by SN2 reaction mechanism. In the next video, we will see physical properties and then chemical properties, chemical reactions. Thank you.